still going to see him contest. FlyQuest needs to close it out. Kalush comes back through with the ultimate. Unfortunately going to miss, and also is going to fall. So losing him is pretty brutal. They're going to be missing him for this fight with no ultimates. I mean, they will have Kurova built up the boundary, but oh no, they lose Hogs late.
You know, potentially immediate delete button. I like this take here. I like this push here on the side of Sentinels. Great backline dive here by Light. An immediate play. Really strong. Just walk right behind him. They're going to take this off angle, make them pay for it, as they are going to follow up. Spark Chief going to make that 2 back-to-back haymakers, hitting the delete button on the side of Sentinels, forcing them back into the spawn doors.
Yeah, I think this is why we usually don't see, oh my god, Spark even going for more, just to go to fly back to his teammates. Usually why we don't see these, you know, name wars get played is because they can be super annoying like that, right? Light perfectly timed that flank, kind of just waltzed on in there, and Aramori was caught out a little bit. So for FlyQuest, now they sit in a good spot, minute off the clock already.
Yeah, and we are going to be taking virtually the same path. It looks like they're trying to head that direction, but there is going to be some separation. The team's focusing on multiple angles, forcing eyes to look different ways, which you know has value, right onto the Luna. But Spark Chief going to head looking right back towards his team. They are going to reset together. Good force back. Ooh, right down main. 1 HP there for the Magneto, getting away barely. Well done by Kalush. Good utilization of cooldowns, but Hogs gonna try to make something happen, taking out energy and Light immediately. That is huge for the side of Sentinels, walking this thing right down main, and there goes the dance floor.
Yeah, dance floor still trying to come back and build those ultimates. Come back with an ultimate here. Kalush over the top side, potentially looking for a one-shot, only finds the thing. That damage reduction and the rest of the team body blocking for Cooper. That was huge. Clobber in time on the backside too. So right now, seems like the side of FlyQuest trying to keep it up. Kalush again just comes back to on the other side, and eventually Gaston will fall too. A little bit too late of a boundary there from Zelos. However, maybe they can make something work here. Light was another one on the Gomez. Hogs, however, is still there on the Zelos. A lot of damage there. Whale comes back through, takes out Hogs, and somehow Energy and Crew, the duelist play alongside the thing coming back. I mean, huge plays from FlyQuest.
I gotta show some love there to Hogs and Kalush. Hogs stunning Invis, and then Kalush pushing Invis out of her ultimate so they can get the pick. I mean, that's a sick play to see. Unfortunately, nothing really happened with it just because on the side of FlyQuest. Really well done by the duelists. Again, we're starting the fight. Spark Chief gonna fall early. Gomez playing a really aggressive game, getting a ton of picks. It is working out for him so far. Good punch. Not able to follow up, but still, they do have advantage in this fight.
They still have advantage. Gaslin's also onto the Doctor Strange, so off of that Magneto. Not a lot of dangerous ultimates also coming up for them. They're all sitting low. I mean, they've got energy coming back with his ult, but at this point, they've just given up the objective, right? I mean, just had to get zoned out. Unfortunately for them, ultimate timing's not on their side, and Sentinels played it pretty well.
Yeah, nice job there. Team just going to follow up and get the rest of the team out of here, forcing a retake together. Sentinels playing aggressively. Looked a little back and forth there early. Unfortunately, for the side of Fly was not going to work out. They did just keep that pressure, and we saw some follow-up from the side of Rymazing, who got a nice two-piece there on the back line. It's going to force the whole team to reset and do a full reset, which gives them plenty of time to push this thing up here towards this alleyway.
Yeah, right now, trying to come back into the fight, Sen looking for those hooks. Right, we've seen these neutral games, a lot of hook potential. Those flanks from Namor is going to be consistent, right? Light's going to keep going for those backline, pretty much one-shots or at least combos to take down the strategist. Meanwhile, the fight started off with that Fate of the Worlds by Cooper.
Yeah, it was one of those early picks, I think on the side, I believe on the side of FlyQuest. Ooh, nice pick again, right? Amazing damage boost going right back at him. Gonna dodge that. Aramori gonna fall there from Light, and here comes the dunk. Will it land? Crack and impact. It does get one. Cooper goes down. Soon to be two. Will they find three? Kalush gonna take out Gaston. Bang! Goes another as Gomez is walking this puppy home.
Fantastic job from Gomez there to connect with that crack and impact. Also, Fly trying to hold on to ultimates, right? Just give up on the fight early. Sure, they go for that whale damage boost with that dance floor, but after that, they decided not to commit too much. Meanwhile, the side of Sentinels, right? They've sit with both this boundary available, and then Hogs go for clobber time, but they also walled them off, so the team actually connected with less than a meter to go. They don't even touch, and this cart moves on the third phase.
Ooh, that is very unfortunate there. The decision to hold the wall ended up being favorable for the side of the Sentinels, but I mean, it did look a little dicey there as it did stuff the ultimate, but still, no matter what, did work out for him. The value's fine. It is what it is. Just going to shake it off and keep moving, but yeah, really well done there by the side of Sentinels, just kind of walking this thing 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, they timed it perfectly with that symbiote on the wall, able to take that elimination. Meanwhile, Stagger, oh no, on the light. That's brutal.
Amazing just kind of showing up here with the Namor. Ton of off-angles picks. I mean, Namor, one of the best flankers in the game. If you get behind and throw 2 turrets, especially a Luna Frost turret, you are a threat. Not only a threat, but potentially the biggest threat in the game with the flank. But Hogs gonna find 3, or 2. Amazing gonna get the 3rd, and they are gonna keep walking this thing, choosing to own this space to get these early picks and just walk this thing up as you should at this level of play. Start the fight towards their spawn door, allowing your payload to just move itself forward.
Yeah, I feel like we learn a lot about these teams in these huge ultimate fights, right? Which team comes out on top? How do they react? Because those are the things that matters in terms of cooldown management and thinking about the game from an ability level. So at this moment, it's pretty much even in terms of ultimates. We'll see who comes out on top.
Yeah, I think right now you're right. It's roughly dead even, almost 6 across the board as we find value. Fly gonna hit the sky immediately. Going to be, down goes one. Kuroma gonna fall from energy as they did try to use another there. Gasklin through the ult at the same, but unfortunately no connection. Amazing gonna turn that right around on Gasklin as here comes the dunk again, and they are gonna get a reset from the whale as they keep this thing moving. Good decision making as the thing did do that damage reduction towards the backline strategist. Still a great pick. Unfortunately did fall after the fact, and they are gonna have to retake this fight.
Yeah, right now in these big ultimate fights, FlyQuest are playing it so well, right? They come back through with the well-timed Kraken impact and the whale to find those eliminations. It's huge. It's just in these neutrals where Sentinels can sometimes find the better of it as Sentinels. Amazing try to look for the flank. It's blocked off for now. Both teams now playing it slow. Both have that invisible boundary ready to go as Rye comes through the delayed flank.
Yeah, just the little things, right? Light in the sky, or energy in the sky trying to dunk, and then you see Hogs dash to Aramori, ensuring that Aramori can't get dunked on from the Kraken impact, just giving that damage reduction, and then him spinning and finding value by picking out Kurova on the off-angle corner. It just goes to show you all the next level play as we see clobbering time and double barriers up right now. Invisible boundaries out the wazoo. The team's still fighting back and forth. Nobody going down just yet. Light very low on HP does get, Aramori, great pick there on Light as they now have the advantage. Pressing towards ultimate, still going to be roughly even. Cooper does have that ult over there for the Luna as it is going to get popped, walking them back towards spawn, towards the payload as here comes a potential dunk again. No value just yet.
Yeah, no value, disengaged. Here comes the Kraken impact, but it's met by Aramori with her own ultimate. Now they can come back through, having all of that support. Here comes the whale with the damage boost. Cooper gets removed. And this fight was pretty much won off of Aramori dealing with the thing earlier on. Sparkchief had a bit of an ill-advised ultimate, or at least tough timing. And right now, they get the job done. Sentinels close out. Off of, honestly, that was like
to try to get all charged. Everything changes just on one swap, and we are going to see a change here as Zelos is now on Rocket. Light's going to be on Spider-Man, and we do have a crazy change as Galush is immediately going to take out energy.
Nice pull from Gomez. BRB brings it back, and oh no, Sparkchief got frozen. Immediately followed up upon by the team. Could not proc his extra bonus health. So that was a great job by Sentinels right there to clean up Sparkchief, and right now off of a pull and then great freeze again from Aramori. This team's looking good with a minute off the clock.
Yeah, the thing, it does have that anti-dive value where you are able to put that AoE on the ground from Yancey Street, not allowing these guys to escape with the webs, at least for a brief moment. And that is nice, especially when you get a freeze like that. Aramori popping off. Down goes Light. Gasklin gonna fall from Hogs as we are gonna proceed just punching away haymaker after haymaker, trying to pop that down so he can't escape. Unfortunately, does not connect. Still owning that height. Aramori trying to find an off angle here. Not afraid to play aggressively here on the Luna, getting a few picks. Oh, that could be crazy. Freeze. Oh my goodness. Aramori, another pick there on energy as they're just gonna walk this thing back down.
Yeah, this is a team that knows how to peel for their strategists. They have the, game plans like we've seen playing a lot of those triple Vanguard, triple strategist compositions. So they're a hard team to dive right now. And Sentinels, even if they're in a 2-2-2, you can tell they're well practiced at keeping their strategists alive and kind of moving as a unit.
Yeah, it hurts me deep down to see this team play so well into dive because I just, it's so difficult to go into dive, and seeing them play so fluidly is awesome and devastating at the same time. And here we go again with the next ult. It is going to land as Amazing going to take out energy. Down goes Sparkchief. Light going to find one of the back line as Kurova falls. Energy going to get res back. Numbers back and even. Oh my goodness. Gasklin going to drop 2 as they dunk the meatball and walk them back, heading towards spawn, potentially giving them this point.
Is somebody going to swap to Dr. Strange? Yeah, Gomez over to Dr. Strange. They're going to come back with the portal here. We're still going to see him contest. FlyQuest needs to close it out. Kalush comes back through with the ultimate. Unfortunately going to miss and also is going to fall. So losing him is pretty brutal. They're going to be missing him for this fight with no ultimates. I mean, they will have Kurova built up the boundary, but oh no, they lose Hogs late.
Yeah, I mean, just really good patience there by Energy. Ooh, does fall. Right, amazing with a nice pick. Light trying to find some time to get in there with the Spider-Man. Does have ult ready. And spin to win as down goes Kurova. Trying to find the next good punch there by Light. Taking out two. Gasklin going to take out Gomez. I did love the play there by Gomez. I know they have a lot of faith in him to just do what Gomez does. An incredible duelist, but not afraid to switch over to that triple Vanguard to make a play happen with the Strange. We've been seeing a lot more of that today than ever. Teams just having confidence in the duelist to switch if need be.
Yeah, I thought that was all Sentinels' favorite, right? They had that clobber in time, followed through with the dance floor and alongside Amazing and his whale. So with those three ultimates, I figured they would have gotten at least more than one, but FlyQuest paid it patiently, came back through. Now in this fight, however, Gomez takes advantage of Gasklin being a little bit too far forward as they look for very aggressive dives. FlyQuest are constantly going for plays, and it's sometimes cost them like needless deaths.
Yeah, but with the speed they get back, right? Just the web comp they get back. It's almost worth the risk sometimes, especially if you can get that ult charge. If you're Light and you're trying to get these Spider-Man ultimates that are potentially game-winning. I mean, it does a great job, but it's really now communication-based. As Light does get a pick on Gomez. Gomez unable to make a pull happen back, and there's a nice pick, returning that right amazing. Obviously, Namor plays very well into Spider-Man, especially allowing them to have the juice turrets. It's kind of tough to place. I mean, going into a direct counter, still making it work. Here comes the Dunk Energy. Gonna find one. Kalush goes down. Patience. Finding another Energy. How many we gonna get here? Make it 3. Chef it up. Give me 4. Oh my goodness, 5. As he just runs them down. Energy popping off here. And Fly gonna get this point pushed insanely far, and they won't have teleport up.
Yeah, they didn't wait till the last second like Sentinels in their case, but to me that fight was sort of lost off of, unfortunately, Amazing just not connecting with that damage boost with the whale, right? That's 2 ultimates unfortunately gone to waste. They're going to come back through, have their own crack and impact, but it's met by Stratus. Ultimate still gets the elimination through Energy.
Gomez switching over. Oh, back to the Bucky. Nice pull. Tries to buy him time. Great handle. The 2v1 in that situation. Still finding value. Going to take out one Hogs. Going to drop Gasklin. It's going to force the reset here. Nice job by Sentinels on the retake.
Yeah, excuse me. Did not have any Stratus ultimates for that fight. And then Gomez, huge ultimate alongside Kalush. And then using their own boundary to continue their aggression. Now FlyQuest coming back. Minute 30 seconds left. They've got ultimates coming up and can always do well in these neutrals, it feels like. Sometimes picking off Gomez or a strategist. We'll see if they can do it again.
Yeah, man, I love seeing this change in comp. This is something unique, right? We talked about seeing stuff like this, and here we go. We're seeing it on the side of FlyQuest, not afraid to make something different happen, and finding some value, but these fights are very back and forth. Sentinels just holding their patience. What a snipe there by Gomez. Taking out Gasklin again, finding these early picks. Gomez not afraid to play hyper-aggressively, as there is only 57 seconds on the clock. They should have TP up should they need to. Not sure they're going to want to yet, but I love the confidence from the side of FlyQuest to go into this kind of comp, into almost a full anti-dive cut besides like the Loki, Namor, and Bucky, but still that's pure confidence, and part of me wants to see them make something happen, or at least push it to point 3 as Light is going to hit the sky.
Yeah, Light has a lot of eyes on him at the moment, luckily able to back on out. Here comes Cooper in his own ultimate coming back through. Also, Whale doesn't connect on the backside angle, so that might matter moving forward. Meteor M also going aggressive from Gasklin after he comes back, but Gomez tries to counter with his own crack and impact, able to get one. Also has to follow up from the rest of his team, can push them out of the Stratus ultimates, and Gomez able to get the reset. Hogs there with the follow-up. 10 seconds left. It's going to be desperation hour for FlyQuest.
Yeah, somebody better TP or it's not going to happen. 7 seconds on the clock. It has to have already started, and it did not. Now it's going to have to be an instinctual touch, and there's 1 second. Ooh, there was a touch. Light made it happen. Is it going to be enough? Ultimates on the side of yes. Sentinel still holding on, doing a great job. Kurova, good ultimate there. Still trying to find a way to get to healing. We know Gasklin, unfortunately, able to get peaked because of the invisible barrier. That invis boundary is a problem. Kurova playing aggressively as we are used to seeing, and that's going to go in the favor of Sentinels.
And just as Light connected with his ultimate, that's so much damage. But when everybody's so mobile and just flying around, or peeling off your damage, it seems to be that Wolverine can get out-tempoed by a lot of compositions. So we'll see if that's the case today.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's like similar to the reason he's not great in dive. They just have so much escape, so it's difficult to stay on top of them. And if they do manage to get the tackle, they're just gonna get out energy. Immediately gonna dome Gomez. Down goes Gomez. The first pick, first KO on the side of Fly is gonna set the tempo a little bit here, allowing them to have this space. Really good positioning. If you didn't know that, you can actually take that height there for those in the audience by just jumping on that pillar to the left. You actually don't have to use a cooldown to get up here. A lot of people don't know that, but it does allow you to own this height without having to burn a cooldown, which is something you need to know. And here we go again, up into the sky. We're gonna see some Strange on both sides. Gasklin and Kaluge really good at walling off spawns here, and we are gonna see Gomez going after it with the Wolverine, getting a pick onto Spark Chief.
Yeah, that was a great opening pick off of Pool, I believe. Also the follow-up from Cooper now into Gomez, so they trade back and forth. Kraken impact available. Amazing just wants to pop it. After removing Light, also dodged away is the Hella, but he's able to just build it back off of that Loki clone, that sort of soft counter that we've talked about before, and he's just kind of finding elimination after elimination. Though, on the backside, they commit Invisible Boundary. Energy's also gone too, so that's both of the duelists removed. Also the Boops away, so pretty tough fight for the side of FlyQuest as they try to just stagger in.
Sentinels putting on a masterclass here. A lot of really smooth ultimate play. I liked what we were seeing there. Hogs just diving towards a strategist, trying to off-angle in that building. Immediately gone. Looks right back towards Invis after ult and tries to throw her out of that boundary. Does do so, which just buys them enough space to come in and sweep them. And at this point, I think, yeah, Sentinels should be taking point one.
Gasco didn't have time to react. He got kidnapped, pulled. No shield from the Hulk there in this case, and Gasco couldn't even react with his ultimate. Now Spark Chief is paying the price. He's going to have to take his own life. It's Gomez, the one to shut him down.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing you see at this level play. The only downside, one of the only downsides to Hook is when you do go back to Bruce and you are stuck, the team just trying to leave you as long as possible before they delete you. It's almost like a guaranteed stagger because you really aren't that threatening, especially when your strategists are up. I mean, so at that point, just trying to find a way off the map. But no, not able to do so, allowing them to get the pick, get a little more ult charge. As you look at the ultimates on the side of Sentinels, even after that initial push.
And this is the development that we were talking about earlier, maybe avoiding playing Hella. In this case, Hella just goes down first, right? Pulled, kidnapped by the Wolverine, had the follow-up damage, but also Sentinels not prioritizing it. Nice eye of Agamotto to connect Cathwood. I don't know what that portal was about there, but another delay pick off by the rest of Sentinels.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's a little bit of a, you know, they've got to get their footing. They're on their heels. They're playing on their heels, and it's obvious. I mean, I think, you know, all advantage back in their favor here. They are going to try to retake this if possible, trying to get in there somehow. Maybe block with Loki. Oh, they did portal block.
Yeah, they got portal blocked, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. They were escaping at the end. It just wasn't worth the retake.
I would assume maybe, I don't know, I'm not a Doctor Strange player, but I would assume in this case it's like maybe Gasco understanding the situation he's in, understands, because you need to walk out of spawn to do a portal, right? So
yes,
maybe he was like trying to throw it down before he died to get out of spawn or something, but regardless, Sentinel's perfect execution with their portal block. Now they move into the next phase of the map with good ultimates in the bank.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing about Strange in this map. There's actually, you can actually do it on both this point and the next point portal block, as there is only 2 exits. That's why he's so strong in this map. And we do see a crazy fight as we do see boundaries on both sides. Hell Unleashed in the sky. Well, we see the Goddess of Death land anything. As Spark Chief gonna take out Armoria. It's a good early pick by the Hulk. And there goes another energy. Gonna find Amazing, and their footing is back, but 4 minutes on the clock is a lot of time to try to hold.
Yeah, very different. It's so interesting, this difference of opinion in terms of the meta right now. Hard prioritizing the Hella. Meanwhile, for the side of Sentinels, they're just trying to mark energy, right? Who, as he goes for these incredible flanks, waits for the timing. Maybe just disrupt Sentinels at the moment, trying to take advantage of playing one of the strongest heroes in the game and avoid Sentinels right now, making sure they're looking towards them, sort of playing like Jeff the Landshark players do in ranked almost, just drawing eyes away from the main fight.
Yeah, play like a flanker. I mean, you don't see the pros doing it as much because they do believe things like, which, you know, I agree as well. Like, Namor does that just a little bit better. So, you know, if you're going to be running that, maybe run the Namor style. But yes, it is a tough thing to handle. I mean, you got to have comms like crazy, and you got to try to make that pick happen when available and not just spend too much time on it, right? Amazing, taking out energy. Kaluge going to drop Zelos, and they are going to keep moving this momentum. They do have Gomez's ult, which you know can be terrifying. Gomez, a very strong duelist, as we have mentioned before. But these kind of moments when you have the ultimate up for Wolverine are terrifying for not only the vanguards but the strategist, because you know he's going to land on your head.
Yeah, this has been A great push from Sentinels, right? I don't think that incredible flank from Energy is going to really work. And oh no, I mean, Light gets pulled again. Right now, the pulls from Kurova have been insane to give Sentinels the advantage, give them the person advantage as we enter pretty much last fight territory for FlyQuest.
Yeah, this is a tough position to be in. There is going to be an immediate invisible boundary match on both sides. Here comes the dunk, who we were talking about. Does find one. Nice job there by Gomez, but gets traded. Gasplin, flying. Smart Chief saying it ain't over yet. Bringing the numbers right back and holding on firm. Well done. 2 minutes on the clock.
It was close. Obviously, Gomez got the connection with the ultimate, the last stand to pull them outside of the invisible boundary, get that elimination, because Wolverine's a character that just has like 6 seconds of CC, so it's just kind of like that, I guess. But for FlyQuest side, came back into off of really well-timed flanks by Energy, and the rest of the crew kind of collapsed upon Sentinels at the perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, really good, just decision-making there. I mean, I'm surprised, that kind of hectic play, especially when Wolverine's ducking. Unfortunately, not able to get a ton with the ult there. That is going to be Loki Crystals burn early. Spark Chief should be in a dangerous position, but Gomez not able to do anything because Energy is just using that bait and just getting picks. Well done by Energy here. Great positioning, and here comes the tackle. Light is going to find one. Oh, good push off there. And that's why Invis is so necessary into these Wolverine comps.
It's just high-level play after high-level play, dude. I mean, Energy on the flank, able to get one. Also waiting for the spawn camp. Kalush comes back through, gets caught out. I mean, it's just back and forth. Meanwhile, Energy versus Ryan, the 1 versus 1. He knows he's waiting. Energy has to regroup, has Hella ultimate ready to go. So he's at the advantage in this pool as he zones off Ryan.
We might. Ooh, I actually was thinking to see Energy pop out there. Unfortunately, not going to happen. As I was thinking we might see some follow-up. Light going to have the pop passive on Wolverine dunks the backline again, but no, not going to matter. Aramori, a ton of damage there with the Loki clone's going to pop that and try to get the invisible barrier out. Yes, it did happen. Amazing, going to reset on these clones, buy himself some time. Bang, onto the backline, trying to look for one. No, because Loki did get his health back from the transform back over. Not able to get the reset. Honestly, kind of a lucky and also very smart play there. Amazing, not able to find a ton of value.
I don't know how FlyQuest have worked themselves back into it, right? Missing with the Meteor M, but had to follow through in the high ground with the Hella. Wow. Now the rest of the crew groups up. I mean, 30 seconds left. I almost thought that Sentinels put themselves in a good spot with the pick off from Kurova with that pull on that flank. But right now, FlyQuest are setting up. They've got that last stand available from Gomez. They also are very close to Hogs' very own ultimate. We know how strong Meteor M can be. FlyQuest being one to the side, right? They might have to go absolutely huge with an Eye of Agamotto, but no, they're getting outpaced. Energy! Perfectly timed flank again. You guys need to be expecting at this point. Kurova got picked off. Overtime ticks down. They portal back and are on the cart in overtime.
So I need to tell you this because I don't know if you saw it, but yes, on the side of Spark, he actually portal walled off the opposition on Hogs, not able to get out of spawn. You can actually do it in reverse, and that's why Hogs was not able to get into this fight. He was stuck in the spawn room swinging a sword, not able to get in here, which may be enough for them to hold, but unfortunately out now. 20 seconds are gone. Fly gets one. Kalush turns that back on Gasplin. Down goes Cooper and Energy, and it looks like Sentinels still make it happen.
Are you kidding me, man? How did they eventually come back into this? Spark Chief going to come back with his own, but not going to be there in time. What an Eye of Agamotto.
And then the general and range, right? So just a lot to the kit right now, and a stun. I almost, or a mini stun. I almost forgot that, but just a ton to the kit. So, strong pick no matter what. I am surprised about Bucky, who also has a ton to his kit, but does struggle into those range battles into something like Hella. So that is maybe the reason we see Hella ban more. But hey, there's an early pick. Energy, really well done, landing that mini stun, connecting with Amazing. If you get that in those 1v1s with Hella, typically odds go right into your favor. As Energy doing a great job finding these off angles.
Yeah, that's tough for Amazing. I mean, that was not even a 1v1. That was a 2v1, right? Amazing had the support of the backline. Meanwhile, rest of the eliminations found on the front line without Amazing. Wow. Pressure comes through, right? That was difficult considering the fact that Rai, had the tools to succeed. Energy somehow still won it out. 3 minutes left to go. Gomez, though, with that big trade back, they might try to do something here and come back.
Wow. That was frame perfect. The teleport came through, and yeah, Gomez just dove past the zone of the teleport and immediately snagged Strange. That was nutty to watch. One thing I want to mention here, once things slow down a little bit, as you can see, one thing that I want Strange players to understand, Strange teleported there with the portal actually facing away from the action. Use it as a wall. Use your portal as a wall. A lot of people teleport directly into the action and they just see bodies. People start shooting through that portal immediately and you start taking damage. Turn it around the other way. Give your team some cover to play around that portal and create it like a wall. But hey, I mean, if you have a Wolverine that knows frame perfect timing, it may be difficult, I guess. But just something I saw there that I thought was of mentioning, worth mentioning.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. I think the tech, but I mean, out-tech that one, buddy. You just get slam dunked by a Meteor M from Spark Chief with the Wolverine combination.
I mean, that was a cool combination. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Line the team up with Wolverine and get a 5-piece. Go ahead, why don't you? Immediately gonna drive them to point 1.
4 minutes and 30 seconds now. FlyQuest put themselves in a good spot, good position. Now they've got that Hella ultimate as well as the Eye of Agamotto. Gasquin, well-known player for this side of Sentinels, considering he was their former teammate, right, to pick up Kaluge over him, and then Gasquin went over to FlyQuest. So I'm sure they are well aware of what Gasquin's trying to do in the communication with his Eye of Agamotto, but both teams kind of feeling each other out right now. We'll see which ultimate starts it off first. Usually it's those duelist ults.
And here we go again as we hear Magneto in the sky. Meteor M gonna get tackled. Light gonna find Kaluge though. Energy gonna get 2. Light gonna find Hogs. And just like that, Fly is keeping the train rolling. Gonna turn this corner. Plenty of time on the clock. Almost 4 minutes. Will they be able to get to point 3 and even this puppy out? I love to see the way they're playing right now. They're confident. They're utilizing their, the space that they've been taking early on, but alt advantage back on the side of Sentinels as they are ready to make Amazing, Aramori, and Kaluge playmakers in this moment.
Rai's not aware. They use the crystals though. Oh no, and Energy screwed up his bird, but he's alive somehow. And Rai not punished that. Oh my gosh, he comes back unscathed from a really weird spot. The Sentinels still have ultimate advantage. Throwing the boundary out on the other side with the copy is Aramori. I mean, they understand they will have those strategist ult advantage until Cooper can finally build his very own copy, but now they're coming back into it. FlyQuest sort of yin and yang back in his fight.
Yeah, the shield goes up. Strange does a great job of dropping Invis in that. Ooh, wait, and up in the sky we go. Gomez gonna find one. Amazing gonna find one as alts are being popped on the side of Sentinels, and that is going to be a likely team fight win. Yep, it has to be now. Now on the side of Fly, it's just, KO or get out. You gotta reset and start this again because that's not gonna be in our favor, but now alts back on the side of FlyQuest. This is their time to make something happen. Teleport going to start early, and I thought they might do a block, but notice, actually, they're aiming this towards the team here, trying to find an angle. Sometimes I would put that on the end there and put it in the reverse direction, give yourself some cover, but it wouldn't have mattered because there's really no visual. You can't really find an angle without turning right there. So good decision there by Gasquin. Gasquin going to immediately start taking the pressure. Ooh, and an alt gets popped out of that value. Hogs forced to use alt just right directly into the shield. That's good play by Gasquin. Trying to get Hogs, but no. Invis barrier gets popped again. The boundary keeping the teams up, but Light gonna find Amazing. Bang! Spark Chief takes out Korova, and these alts are working as Fly should be able to get point 2.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an awkward situation. Unsure what really happened with Hogs there, forcing that Meteor M. Duelist ultimates usually force those, and meanwhile, you can't really come back through with the TP play considering how close this door is to the end, so everybody else kind of gets shoved off right now for Sentinel side. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. FlyQuest are looking good, but they're going to need to maintain that momentum, and it's so hard against the other team when they have that Eye of Agamotto available.
Yeah, this is a very defense-heavy position. The spawn's so close. Obviously, portal block is very real, but it looks like right now, Fly's not running. Oh, they are with Gasquin, excuse me, on the Strange. So it is viable to make something happen. They just got to get a team wipe here. Use that 20 seconds to push card deep. It is their best chance at getting free space. If they can fight them up here this close to the spawn door, you can actually, Kaluge, if teleports up, can actually wall them right here, as we saw last time against them, keeping Hogs out of the fight. Even if you get one, it's worth it, in my opinion, as we start this fight again. Dead even across the board. Alts in the advantage of FlyQuest still, as they do have Energy and Zelos and Cooper ready. But soon, we will see Gomez Wolverine dunk soon to happen here, as we do see a tackle. Kaluge gets bubbled. Well done. Energy, another pick, just finding these things on the off angles.
Yeah, nice pick on that side. Boundary now comes through from Cooper and his copy. Meanwhile, Fly again, like you said, the off angles. I mean, Fly, as much as I love him right now, is just not taking the duels with Energy, trying to avoid him because of this, right? Energy has been disgusting on Hella.
Yeah, is the portal happening? I'm not sure if I see it somewhere. If Gascoigne's making the play, doesn't look like it's up right now, or just not the right timing.
Or something.
Yeah, okay. All right, so they are going to keep the pressure just standard here, but alt advantage almost that even across the board. Ooh, that's an early pop of that just to counteract the Wolverine. Here comes the meatball from downtown. Will Meteor M land? No, it doesn't. Things are potentially back in Fly's favor if this alt has value, but no, there is going to be Aramori with the Loki, so likely has crystals as well. There goes all the... Oh my goodness. Down goes Kurova. Gasplin and Cooper going to fall, though, so it's not going to be in their side as Sentinels is going to take this thing back, and there is a minute on the clock for Fly to try to make something happen.
Yeah, minute on the clock now. Just quick reset of abilities there. I mean, so many ultimates committed for Sentinel's side. Now they're going to come back through on FlyQuest's team with the boundary. Minute left. I don't know. There might be something crazy that happens with the kidnap from Gomez, but you've got no strategy assaults. You only have Kaluj with his Eye of Agamotto, right? That's the only counter to FlyQuest right now. And they actually went for a portal block there too. So we'll see, you know, if Sentinels and if Kaluj can hit a massive Eye of Agamotto. He's done it twice so far.
Yeah, he's got it ready. I mean, this isn't a bad place for it. Being able to use these pillars to hide your body and then to drop on the enemy is not bad, especially when you have an angle that you can use your jump, because there's a lot more momentum on the jump. It's actually one of the buffs that was actually provided for Strange, I believe in Season 1 start, where you get more momentum on using that ability, so you can utilize that speed boost to try to land sneaky ultimates, especially if they're above you. Unfortunately, not able to get a ton with that, and Energy finds a pick. Kaluj goes down and no value out of that. It did force out a strategist ultimate as an invisible boundaries is up right now. Oh, good damage here by the side of Energy.
I mean, Armory goes so low on the backside. Energy tries to lock up. Hogs goes down. I mean, they read that perfectly. Here comes the last thing.
I can feel it coming. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, shuts it down. I mean, Armory got rezzed by Rymazing, but at this point, Cooper's back in the fight as well. They're all gonna fall. Get portal blocked as well. Why not? We're tied up. Yeah. Obviously, Rymazing back on the Winter Soldier looking for those picks, but it's Light to find the first one, but the pull from Kurova immediately there to meet Light. Also bubble fused. Counter kidnap comes through. Meanwhile, who does that catch is Gasplin, but he's able to fly back to the team. As a lot of cooldowns are used to keep both teammates alive, but Light, oh no, can he live? Wow. He does. Both teams are just absolutely weaving in and out of death.
Yeah, these are looking scary. I mean, Wolverine does struggle, obviously, a bit into, you know, the Magneto bubble's good, the push and pull from Invis is good, but when you use both on one dash, I would argue that that's value as they tackle Kaluj. Light gonna get shoved right back into the Loki crystals. Does have the pop passive reset for the team. That is good. That's good for the side of Sentinels. They want that early. Now they know there is way less pressure. Kaluj gonna drop Gasplin. Great play there by Kaluj with a fair amount of damage as we do see the boundaries up once more.
Yeah, boundaries up, but Delos is body blocked! Body blocked by Gomez, shut out of Cooper's ultimate. I mean, that's brutal. Fly though. Energy able to find the elimination of the Rymazing, but again, Gomez has been so impactful on this ultimate, or on Wolverine rather. Total just try to come back, but Sentinels, they're going to keep up this lane of aggression. They try to come back through with Spark Shoot for the zone Meteor M, but no value found.
Just gonna hold around cart, use the natural cover of the cart, reset the fight. A lot's going on. Your team's kind of all over the place in terms of just a lot. Oh, Gascoigne with a nice pick there on Aramori. That's a massive pick early on in the fight. Down goes the strategist. And here we go again. The dunk out for Light. Gonna land and take out Kaluj. And there has just been, oh my goodness, right back at him. But no, unfortunately, Gomez falls. Invis trying to hold on. Not able to do it as Zelos goes down as well. And that is gonna be all that is pushed, which I would argue is not a horrible push.
This was like your easiest way to just like crap on Wolverine. Like, you did this thing through a translator. Like, you know, this Wolverine, he's pretty, you know, it's on your duel list. It's like dancing around, just hating the character. I love it.
Yeah, I got to get my vengeance. You know, I've been tackled way too many times. Unable to play the game. So I like to see a little bit of vengeance here as Kaluj now going to try to own this left side. They got to be careful on that height. Back, forcing Fly to reset. And that is a good job by Sentinels to play around this cart like it is a wall, because really it is.
Yeah, pay attention to ultimates right now. Aramori really close to that copy. Going to have that available if they want to maintain advantage. But look who's on the flank. It's Light again. That's crazy. Where the hell is he?
Oh my
How did he get back here? Rise gone.
you know, take as much time as you need to get back there. Fly now up to Light. I cannot show enough love here to Energy and Light doing a great job. Take as much time as you need to get behind them. It only matters for one fight. All we need is one fight. Those picks should be potentially round winning for them unless something gets shut down here. Yeah, Light's gonna take out Kaluj, and now the numbers are falling here, and it looks real like the odds are heavily in Fly's favor as they take home this map. I believe, unless
no. Maybe Kaluj coming back with portal. He's got eye. They got pulled out of it. No, they got pushed off. Yeah, you called it, Shib. You know, there's overwhelming presence of FlyQuest. Casual scene, you have a very interesting and in-depth competitive scene too.
Yeah, I kind of like that play. I mean, me personally, I was just like, oh, you know, it feels good competitively because you do see things just be so different in every single tournament, at least in terms of like somebody that, you know, at least one or two heroes that are now shining. Oh my goodness, Energy again. Just going to go down and take Kurova out. Gomez going to be making the switch over to Psylocke, going to find value there. Kurova going to res up. We are going to see that comp now with, obviously, not going to have Star Wars because they did lock in and keep Kurova on the Adam Warlock, a very strong Warlock player. Kurova, a disgusting Warlock player. Haven't seen much of it yet, at least not the first two games. Kaluj gonna fall there from Gasklin. And Energy again gonna take out Aramori. Energy on these off angles inside the building. Just finding a ton of value again with the Hela.
Yeah, Light started on the Penny Parker just for the spawn camp, and Gasklin is meleeing his old teammates. Maybe a little bit spice there, Shipster, I don't know. But FlyQuest, this first early hold is just working out for them right now.
Yeah, you know, it's not a horrible idea to hold this spawn door. I mean, you do have time to get back and get at least two more team fights just because of this angle of how this works. You get one more right at the very end, but then you also get one roughly under bridge when you have enough time to re-rest. Oh my goodness, Spark Chief gonna take out Kurova at the door. This is almost disrespectful in a way as they're feeling confident just to walk and stand on top of the point out in the open. They can just stand in the spawn door right now and fight him at this point. But hey, Zelos gonna pull a Kaluj right back into that and deal more damage. The meatball out, no connection. Gomez trying to find Energy, not. Oh wow! What? That's
Wait, he
big
got
brain.
to the wall. Yeah.
That...
Well, I thought with the shields, with the support from the guard, he had too much healing, but not in this case. It doesn't matter. It doesn't impact FlyQuest. They still somehow got an elimination, even through Aramori's Fate of the Worlds.
Yeah, I did not know you could do that. You learn something new every day, especially when you're watching players of this quality. Immediately gonna get the Eye of Agamotto. Unfortunately, not able to get any value as they do pop the dance floor. Out goes the Fate of both worlds again. Gasklin just holding this space here. Team playing around Light on the Wolverine now, holding that right side angle. Not sure if passive is popped, and it's not, because down goes Light, or it was. Down goes Light. Gasklin gonna fall from Gomez, and now Sentinels are getting their footing and forcing them back to their spawn. Spark Chief gonna take out Kurova. Gomez gonna take out Energy back and forth, but still, with the reses very much on the side of Sentinels as they push through that first choke.
So much time off the bank, though. To me, if this comp doesn't work out for Sentinels, Kaluj, by the way, going for a little bit of a portal. Counter portal on Gasklin. They're not aware! They're not aware! Gasklin! Oh, no!
That was genius. I like that. I personally always tell people, you know, you see the videos of, oh, I put a portal under his feet and he fell. No, just put it over Strange's dome and take him out. Don't CC him because it's just going to stop it and burn the cooldown. Why don't you get a KO on him and burn his cooldown? Just put it over his head just like that. Get the cleanup, and there you go. Rymazing gonna press forward. Damage boost up the opposition. Rymazing now gonna be playing a more aggressive Mantis rather than the DPS Kurova. Gonna throw out the bond and get a pick. Shows you how strong Kurova is. See, this is what I'm saying. You can kind of match that Hela when you got somebody like Kurova on. Oh, here we go with the Warlock, and once again, out goes the Invis boundary. Not sure if there's a pick. Down goes Gomez early. Kaluj does have ult, though. Are we gonna see an Eye of Agamotto? That could be scary. It's out. Cooper gonna pop this dance floor and keep team up, and here we go again. Just holding this point with 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, Light slam dunk onto the back line. Kaluj, amazing full fall after that. 30 seconds left. I was gonna say, it's been good somewhat for Sentinels. I don't know if they don't win with this triple strategist composition. I just think triple strategist is like dead. Honestly, straight up. Like, it just feels like FlyQuest are playing 2-2-2 at a high level, and Sentinels are winning fights sometimes in triple strategists that are like maybe a little bit lucky. I don't know. I'm more towards this 2-2-2 at the moment, but we'll see what pans out. Gasklin, no way! Just shuts down this offense with a huge Eye of Agamotto. That was insane.
the momentum is just so much favoring Fly right now. I mean, FlyQuest is just finding value out of literally everything nonstop. And I know Sentinels has what it takes to turn this around, but it's just, you gotta reset the mental. I think they're kind of in a slump. I'm not, I'm not there in the room with it. I'm not listening to the comms. I'm not sure what's going on, but it just took time to figure it out. It was so difficult at first, but there are things like the Magneto, Meteor M, that meatball dunking onto the back line, getting multiple, even doing things with Dr. Strange. Ayavakamoto can take out Invis. There's a tackle. Gomez, speaking of that, Gomez, even right here, even when running the triple, you have that Wolverine that can do the same thing. Zelos gonna fall there from Aramori. Sentinels doing a good job just retaking that, just trying to get their confidence back. It looked good so far. Great start to the play there. Now just kind of hold them like they did with you, and you guys can absolutely take this home. It is by no means over. Rymazing going to be playing. I like this pick here by Rymazing. I do really think Namor's in a strong spot, especially when Aramori is going to be on. They found success with this on map 1 on the Luna. This is a really good combination for them. I think they're going to find some value. It'll help them battle that Hela a little bit.
Yeah, great analysis. I think now that they're on that 2-2-2 composition, they probably feel a lot more comfortable in the streets phase. And like you said, we've seen this before. We've seen Rad Esports versus Nightmare just go the distance in teams tie it up. So anything is really possible right now for Sentinels here on this defense, as they have to kind of match this aggression while making sure Energy's never in a safe spot. So they got to keep marking Energy, who's surely going to flank. From the front line, they might lose Hogs unless they have enough support, and they don't.
Nice job there, an immediate pick. Taking out a Vanguard like that is a huge start to the fight. Dunked on. Smart Chief going to be taking out Kurova. Kurova goes down, numbers even down. There goes the tackle away. Kaluj out of position now, not into the ultimate. Does manage to get back there. Well done on taking that height and owning it, as they are going to retake this space here. I'm not sure for how long, as Gasland going to take out Kaluj and Aramori. Wow, really well done here again, as Fly has plenty of time to make things happen.
Portals are available. Look, Gaslin's going for the portal block too now. Or just on to somebody that's up back. I guess you can't portal block on this map, right? Because you can just walk out of top. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he's looking for Kalush, who's going to portal. Maybe they don't portal. Looks like they don't portal, so they know they just have to walk up now. Gaslin, the rest of the team of FlyQuest looking to close it out now with ultimates.
Yeah, likely just to cancel. Not a bad idea, though, just in case, right? You got to be prepared. Probably had eyes on the scoreboard just to see if the switch happened. And actually, sorry, excuse me, Kaluj obviously still on track. There goes the Eye of Agamotto from Kaluj. Nice. Are able to find one here as Zealous goes down. Light, though, turns it around. Aramori and Sparchy taking out Hogs. Once again, back with Rymazing getting one. Light going to turn that on Kaluj, though. It's just back and forth here. Now we just got to find out this next pick is going to be the game potential winner here. And yeah, Rymazing really well done, but Cooper turned that on in Gomez. This is just so back and forth. It's anyone's fight. Rymazing just holding with the bubble, as they are going to go Venom to get back. Here comes the teleport that they were unable to use or cancel last time. Kaluj right back on the point, and Sentinel's still kind of all right in this position.
I don't know how. Look how close that is from being capped out. I mean, we're right there, right at the very end. In a minute left to go. Sentinels are doing it against the odds. Also, you've swapped Light over back to Wolverine off of these Spider-Man, but you've got a few ultimates for FlyQuest sides. We'll see how Sentinels deals with it. They're going to need to build up their ultimates, maybe get huge Gomez ult. I don't know, 50 seconds left. Anything's possible.
Yeah, this is really anyone's game. Sentinel's doing a great job here. We talked about Rymazing, obviously, during the break. The Namor held that. I'm not going to lie. That was very purely a really well-done job by Rymazing, finding 2 picks, still holding on to not having to use his defensive cooldown, so just a hold point until Venom got back and still surviving after. Just a really well-done job. Gomez trying to find some sort of early pick. There goes the dunk! But the bubble's out! Gasklin does still fall! Gomez with the early pick. This could be massive for them. The meatball's up in the sky. Meteor M looking for somebody. No luck there, but here comes a scary ultimate from Light.
He does it! Oh, he does it! No time left, too! No way! Sentinels, the comeback whale. It does connect on Light, but he's got passive and he even cares. Sentiment! Amazing! Oh my god! Oh my god! 3K with the whale! The whale from the heavens!
No way! Sentinels saying it's not over yet! Holding on in the OT! And they are gonna shut this down! The best Star-Lords in the game right now, unfortunately, gets banned out. So we'll be able to see that, but we will see Reses on the side of both strategists. Actually, I lied, because there is going to be Aramori on the Loki as well. Rymazing going to be playing an aggressive Mantis instead of a deep or a duelist. And here comes the pressure immediately. Spark in a dangerous situation, and they do get crystalled out of the fight. Are going to just hold on. Gasman holding that tight angle. And we are going to see a stall as nothing major happening yet. Gomez trying to get a pick. Does get the passive burn early there on the Wolverine. So let's continue with fight 2 as these, at this point, cooldowns are just being wasted. Now it's just about this first pick.
Yeah, it's interesting that Hogs actually just sticking towards that Magneto instead of the Groot. I was sort of thinking maybe Groot is rated really highly by a lot of pro players, but has sort of not been falling out of favor, but there's ways to counter it. And in this case, Sentinels think they have the counter, and it's met with Telos right in the front line to shut him out.
Aramori with a nice pick there, immediately going to copy up. Just get ready to hold on to this all. A lot of people don't know this, but you can actually wait as long as possible. You can wait 16 seconds, I believe, on the Loki or something along those lines before you pop ultimate. Then it will reset the timer that you have so you can get the full ultimate on who you are copying. So manages to take advantage of that now. Gets to sleep early, gets a pick off it. Really well done there by Amazing. Early on to take out energy. Gaston going to turn that around to Kurova and Aramori though. And we're going to lose Kurova. Kurova going to res up. Gomez going to take out Gaston's. Spark Chief falls from Kurova. Kalush taking out Cooper. Kurova again on light and just sweeping this team as the Sentinels are getting this early push.
Yeah, sticking with this triple strategist composition. Kalush scouting as well over the top side. Meanwhile, Energy is going to swap over to the Namor alongside this Luna Snow for that team up. We'll see how that pans out for them. 2 minutes left to go. They're going to try to come back for a recontest.
Yeah, it is going to be the start here. They try to cancel Portal if it was going to happen. Unfortunately, again, not happening. You know, that's that mind game with Strange. You see a lot. Spark Chief trying to get some space. Throws the ultimate, unfortunately, into a shield. Not able to get a ton. Still getting value as down go two. Well done by Spark Chief to get value out of it, even though there is going to be a res instantaneously by Kurova. The fight's still even, and just 2 ultimates have been used. Again, back in the favor. Here, Kurova alt out. Kalush very close. Hogs at about 70%. Gomez on the Wolverine, forced to be reckoned with. Dives it into the back line. Down goes Gastelum. Gomez with an early pick, but it immediately gets turned around to Zelos. Takes out Gomez. Right back at it as we're still holding on, and we're going to be seeing 2 dance floors.
Okay, another dance floor. Here comes the Avok up a little 4-6. Kalush comes back, able to get the elimination on the light before the dance floor can even reach him. Kurova also with some follow through. You know, I have a few thoughts about that fight overall. I mean, generally, FlyQuest surely lose it by this point. They kind of left some on the table there. I don't know what it was with Spark Chief. Well, actually, they're portal back. Wait, just kidding. I mean, no, never mind. They're not gonna portal back. Regardless, I kind of left some on the table, like FlyQuest did. They went for Spark Chief's Groot ultimate, the Strangling Prison. It was on the cart, like you said. It found those 2 eliminations. But Kurova, I think what what 100 Thieves would have done is they would have pushed towards that Adam Warlock. They would have made sure he's uncomfortable, can't get that res off. And because Kurova was given so much space, able to get that huge res and kept them into the fight.
Yeah, it's difficult when you do hear that res. You got all in, right? I mean, it's just the time they're going to be spawning in with, like, I don't even remember, 100 or 200 HP. Not a lot of space, not a lot of survivability. Obviously, Kurova likely holding on to those cooldowns for heals to try to, you know, just absolutely burst the team back into fighting shape. But we weren't able to see it. They did have to hold on to point. I think it's a little bit of that hold. Oh, you know, this is all that matters. Is the point here, and unfortunately, that communication just did not work out. As Energy is going to get a pick there on Hogs early on. We are going to see a nice start. There's that Groot ult again. Does not get shielded this time, but still able to find somebody as light goes down, energy goes down. Kurova gonna res up Kalush and Gomez again back into the fight, and this res comp is terrifying to go against.
I think they're just giving way too much space right now. Also, walls come through. Nice job to push away one, but no, not nice enough to save energy from getting pushed off the map by Gomez, the kidnap, and into the prison, into the pit. And now here comes an Eye of Agamotto delayed. The support is there to keep them alive, but the last stand is what to bring light back. And Gastelum, I mean, a bit too late, buddy. Could potentially connect on the Gomez, but at this point, you're losing ultimates and you're still down a person.
Yeah, I think it was to try to help shut down Wolverine, but unfortunately, obviously, you know, eating the damage doesn't stop Wolverine's melee range. And that is going to be a nice pick, right? Amazing, showcase how strong Mantis can be in the right hands. Mantis, a terrifying strategist to go up against. Push right off, but no, didn't have the dash. There goes the passive early, down goes light. Hogs doing a good job, making sure he's finding a ton of damage out there, and they are going to be up on numbers by 1 ultimate advantage on the favor of Fly. Here comes the Whale, and oh, they could combo right now with Groot Whale. Will this work for them to hold on to this point?
We won't have the damage boost for it, but their team that definitely could do it is Hogs to open things up. Aramori also in the neutral, able to get one. Cooper, oh no, not close enough to those crystals. Here comes that Whale with the Groot ultimate as well, or to follow it up, but unfortunately, not enough support. They needed Cooper to stay alive with the fate of the world to give them that damage boost up. And, you know, there's too many people there. Kurova also has that res just in case. Sentinels right now doing a good job playing this triple strategist comp.
Yeah, I mean, Aramori big-brained it, held onto that crystal and made the shutdown happen, getting rid of 2 ultimates instantaneously. Really smart play there by Aramori to not use those Loki crystals until that was happening. Got literally no value out of 2 ultimates just by using an ability and not an ultimate. Could not be more valuable. Onto the side of Sentinels as they are owning this space. Meatball does not connect as we don't see one go down for Meteor M. And here comes Kalush trying to take this space back as all of these ultimates have not found any purchase. Kalush trying to find one play. Very weak, does escape. Crystals get burned early too. Everything being wasted or not finding a ton of value on the side of Fly as they just got to retake this space. Good work there by Hog to take out Light early. Again, numbers back in the favor of Sentinels when they likely still have some reses up ready for action.
Yeah, FlyQuest seems a bit disoriented right now, leaving Cooper now in the dust after the copy. I mean, you could potentially find somebody. They're relying heavily off of energy, and you can see exactly why. Agamotto to follow it up. Hogs also has the giant meteor over the top to slam down into Zelos, and I mean, this is clinical right now. Fly are kind of all over the place.
Gomez is, gotta land the Wolverine right now. Really well done there with the last stand to get some early picks. Kalu's gonna follow up, Aramori gonna follow up, and that should be enough to drive him in and get the full 3 points early on with plenty of time on the clock. Really showing how strong he can be in the right hands.
Yeah. And this all also comes back to the banning of the Hello, right? Making sure energy's off of that character onto the Namor. I mean, he's still solid on it, but not as dominant as he once was.
Yeah, I do think you're right. I do think the Hela ban was very important. Honestly, I just think they were finding a ton of value with it, and it just showcased 2 games in a row. So here we go again with the early usage of cooldowns. Nothing major being popped yet. He's going to hold on to that dark magic. Just going to expel it to not get antsied. Smart play there as we hold on. Going to use this point for natural cover. Wait till they get around this bend so you have a little more of the cover in your advantage early on. It's tough to start that fight. Hog's a little bit damaged up. There goes Crystals. Aramori forced to use that cooldown. That's a win over on the side of FlyQuest. Still maintaining positioning. Aramori different though. Going to take out Light. Light is actually on the Storm. I didn't even notice the switch up, which I like to see as well. Kurova going to take out Zelos in the back. Great shots there by Kurova, showcasing how strong Warlock can be in as a strategist or even as a duelist in the right hands.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea from FlyQuest. They know that Sentinels are grouping up heavily, playing around their strategists, just trying to get that AoE damage, trying to get a little bit of speed. There's a lot of things Storm can bring to the table, but I don't know if it's going to bring Wolverine down into your team. You know, there's a lot that Sentinels are bringing to the table right now. Have so many ultimates also coming up.
Yeah, it's tough to run group comp when the Wolverine is on the table. The scratching post, if you will. It's a scary thing to deal with. Oh, here comes a dunk. The crystals again, incredibly well done. Aramori popping. Oh, the dunk out of the sky. See ya. Down goes Light. Hogs with an awesome Meteor M directly into Light. Light very close to ultimate as well. The tornado will be coming out, but there is going to be some strategist ultimates on the side of Aramori. Holding on. Actually, Loki ults pop, so not much to defend against it. Kurova does have res and does have likely bond to keep the team up. So we'll see how that looks into the tornado, but that should be good value right now.
It should be. And unfortunately, the squids of energy just keep getting deleted every time they come out. Out here comes that Storm ultimate. Like you said, it's going to be matched by that res if necessary, and all the crystals. Gomez somehow doesn't go down even without the passive. It's Light the one to fall, just a bit too far away from the team, and now Sentinels set themselves up for success on defense so far.
Right, amazing, showcasing the Mantis damage. I mean, Mantis is scary, just absolutely raining damage into Light. Light making the switch here, going to Wolverine after the Storm play. Noticing it's very difficult with Bond and Crystals, even without ultimates, to make something happen with that tornado, which I do respect, as at this point, we've got a minute on the clock, and they have yet to get out of this early choke.
Yeah, they've been struggling for sure. Maybe off of a big ultimate from Gaskin that can change, flip on its head. Also, Zelos is over. They're over to the triple strategist composition. It's tough to flank on the snap, so they've just opted into mirroring, and Light taking advantage of it. Hogs can get removed to Agamotto to the other side, but it's met by Cooper, so Gaskin not going to connect necessarily with his own Meteor M. And also, at the moment, Aramori and Sentinels actually have the edge with the strategist ultimates.
Yeah, good dunk there again. Just applying pressure. Right, amazing following up, taking out energy. Light gonna drop Gomez back and forth. Energy gonna res back up. Now on the Mantis as well. Spark Chief taking out Amazing, and it does look like this is heading back towards their direction, but it is still such a far push. Spark Chief gonna take out Korova. Amazing gonna res back up. Energy gonna drop Aramori. Just so many. The res cops for days. Everybody coming back into the fight. It's difficult to know numbers at this point as Korova's in a dangerous position. Down goes Korova Light. The nice follow up there, and now Fly does have the positioning. They might try to counter teleport just to buy them some more time, or at least hold off the zone. Kaluj gonna definitely teleport the team back if possible, or just hold on knowing that they're trying to counter. We'll see what it looks like.
And they're waiting at the moment. Triple strategist on this map definitely can be strong, considering the flank angles are way harder to take, way closer angles. Overall, full block eventually comes in late so you can sneak by it.
I like the decision there. I think it did hold some. I'm not. Oh no, they're all able to stay. They're all able to squeeze by. Down goes one. Gomez falls Spark Chief, so it does hold a few, I believe, or at least it changed the pace. As Energy is able to take out Aramori as well. The res, though, immediately. Korova put that res out early. Zelos gonna get res, or is gonna res as well. Light gonna take out Kaluj. It's so back and forth here on the reses. It's difficult to keep your eyes on as Light is just dicing at 40%, trying to find one. Is gonna tackle Kaluj. Here comes Hogs. Bang! Hogs takes out Cooper. Zelos. Down goes Gaslit. Spark Chief. Zelos gonna res back, but it may not matter as Hogs takes out Light. And I think Sentinels are gonna end this right now and take home the W.
Sentinels 3-1 will be